Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today in this video, we are going to work on a new Python project. This time we are going to work on a very interesting project that is going to be a website checker program. So before I begin, if you have not liked or subscribed to the channel, please go ahead, subscribe because I'll be coming up with multiple videos. So let me first show the project to you, what we're going to do. So if I run this program, it is going to read a CSV file and check the website, and it is going to tell us if the website is working or not, and it is going to provide some messages. So these websites are working, whichever is not working, it will tell us this: no information found, no information found, nothing matches the given URI, all these things. So this is going to be interesting because we are going to do a multiple things in this. First we'll read the CSV file, then we are going to do status check, and we are going to also read those websites and then print some details. So first thing is the to read a CSV file. Then we can check for the user agent. User agent is our browser, Firefox or anything, or you can use Chrome or anything you want. Then we are going to also do one thing here. We have to check the status code. So, and then in the last one, we can check if website is, found or not. And then we will simply have a main function. So this is our, a rough thing, what we are going to do. So the first one, we'll have to read the CSV file. Here we have this website.csv. So I can print few details here. So we have these websites here: today.com, HTTP, flipkart.com, and Facebook, and Spotify, and all these. Now I have to import first CSV. Make sure you install these library. And here we can create our first function. So we can call this read websites file. You can call it anything. I'll give a path also. So this would take a parameter as a path. And we'll open the file first with open CSV path, or I can do one thing here. Let's call this file path, and we will read it as a with file path in a read mode, as let's call this F. Then we say for row in, no, I have to first read it. So we say csv.reader F. Okay, and I'm going to save this inside the reader variable. Now we are going to run a loop over the reader. So reader, and so in the websites, we are going to check if the website has HTTPS protocol inside this text or not. If it is not there, we'll add it. So we say if in quote HTTPS : not in row 0, because this is going to be the row 0. All these data is coming from in a sequence, so this becomes row 0, row 0. Okay, and then we can also check for or HTTP not in row index 0. So this is HTTPS and this is HTTP. If this is the case, then we are going to append these details. So here, let's create an empty list, and then we can say websites.append f-string HTTPS, and then we can say row index 0. Okay, so if that is fine, otherwise we say else website is correct, so we can just go ahead and add those websites without any modification. Fine. Now I'm going to call this function read website file and websites.csv, because this is the file on the same path. It is in the same folder. So here, if I say python main.py, we got none, and that is because of something. So we are reading this file, websites, file path, reading. Okay, we have to return something. So I'm going to return the list. Fine. Okay, now let's go to the command line. And if I run this, so we have these things here. If you look at this, we do not have any HTTPS, only this has the HTTPS. So here we have added the HTTPS and the last one. Okay, so it is now adding twice here. So something is missing, but rest is working. So we have added the HTTPS protocol here. So this is going, twice, HTTPS. So this is not correct. And why is not correct? We are saying here HTTPS not in row or, so we have to do it and now if I run this, so we have the HTTPS flipkart.com. All right, so this is good. I can remove this also. Fine. Now we have the first program. I'll comment it out. Then we have to get the second thing. What is second? We have to get the user agent. For the user agent, we have to again, use a library, and there's something called fake user agent. Import user agent, and we'll create a function get user agent. You can call it anything you want. And then here we are going to say user agent, and let's call this user agent, and that's all. Return user agent, and we can give the name of the browser. So we can give Chrome or Firefox or anything. Okay, so this is fine. Now we have these two functions running here. Let's go and create the main function first. So we have main, and in this main function, we are going to call the get user agent, and we have to also call the read website file. And this is going to be called on a path, because the path is here websites.csv. It is in the same folder. Let's save this inside the websites and the user agent also. User agent. Fine. Now we'll do what we do in every project in Python. Telling the Python, if it is the main file, main function, please consider main as the function, and let's call this main. Okay, so this is fine now. Now what we have to do is we have to check for the status, and for that again we have to import something. So we have to import HTTP status, and HTTP status is inside the HTTP. Import HTTP status from HTTP. Fine. Now we can create another function that is going to check website status code, and we are going to give it a status code which we would find out. Okay, so here we are going to run a loop over the value in HTTP status. This HTTP status has two values. Okay, it always gives us two values. First it would be name, another would be description. I'll show it to you. So what we can do is we say f string, and here we can call the from the value we have name, so it would give us the name, and then it can also give us the description, and this is what we want. And we can save this string, so we can call this website description, and let's return this. And if we do not find this, we can return something like unknown status code, no details. Fine. So this, as I said, this value, when we are running it over the HTTP status, it gives us multiple things. So if I do something like this, HTTP status here, and you see we have all these details here, and if I say like bed request, and then if I say name, so this is going to give me the name. So name is bed request here, and in the same way there's also called value. So this bed request, bed gateway, it could be anything actually. See, there are multiple things we can do. So this bed request, and then it would have value also. So we are going to fetch this value. So each of these message, it has value, and inside the value we are going to find the name and the description. Okay, so we have this, and now the final one is, let's create a check website. That's all, and it is going to take two parameters. Let's say websites and user agent. And what we can do is, let's go inside the try, and here we are going to say request. I'm going to again import the request library, import request library, and here we'll say request.get, because we have to call that website, website, and then we have to give the headers. This is compulsory. So this header is going to be our user agent, and you can read about it on the documentation for the library, for this library request. And we have this user agent, and from there we can get the status code. Fine. Let's save this inside a variable called code, and then we can print it. We can say website, or there is anything else? No. So website, and then we can call this function check website status code on this code. This is going to give us a code, because we had 200 or 300 or 400, and this is going to read this code, and here this function, and whatever the value it found, it is going to fetch the status code name and whatever the description is. And if it does not found anything, it is going to return this. I hope it is making some sense. And then we can say exception, print it, and what we can print, so we can say no information found for website. So if the website is not found, it will print this, and that's all. Our project is done. Now let's go here, and here we are going to call this function. So I'm going to say for web in websites, this websites, because this is going to give us a list of the website from the file. And then what we can do is we can simply call this check website, and that's all. Check website on web, and user agent is going to be our Firefox. So if I just explain this, or maybe first I should run this, see if it is working or not. Python main.py. Okay, so twitter.com continue, request received. FreeCodeCamp continue, request received. No information found for this. Spotify continue, request received. Please continue. Facebook.com, AWS, and no information found for this unknown website. And then the last one also, Flipkart, request received. Please continue. So here we have done this value.name and value.description. So I think this is what we are getting. Okay, and something is not correct. I'll tell you why. Because it is giving us this request received, please continue. So we are actually not going inside. Yes, so I have to do something here. If I say value is equal to status code, then only please run this. Okay, and then return this. So this is the whole program. It is just, we have to check if the value is equal to the status code. Okay, then only we can do this. So let's go through this. So this is the main function. When it runs, first it is going to read this red website file, which is going to read this page, this CSV file. Then we have the user agent, which is going to get the user agent. Then we are running a loop for web and website, check website. This is the function again, this function. It is going to check get the code, status code, and if not, then it is going to print this. Once we have the status code, we can go to this one. It is calling this function check website status code, and again from the HTTPS status, as I have already mentioned, it is going to get this value and description and return these details. These details will come here and it will print this. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this now. Final time. So we have fine, request fulfilled, document follows. FreeCodeCamp, okay. Information found, Spotify working, everything is working. No information found for this unknown website. Okay, this is working. And the last one is, I think, Flipkart. So it might be taking some time. Gotten some internal server error. Fine. So this was the complete program, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.